Hello. Hiya, Howie. Welcome. I'm just going to do my usual admin-y thing of, well, actually just pulling the chat up so that I can see what people are saying as we chat. So if you just bear with me for a second while that happens. And every week I say, I don't know why I'm so slow at this, and I still don't know why I'm so slow at doing this. I suspect other people set up on their computers and so can get themselves organised, whereas I use my phone and then I watch the chat on my laptop in the hope I can keep up with the chat. So let's see who's here. Harry from Food Forest Permaculture. Emily is here. Emily, thank you for being an admin again, or being a moderator again. Dragonfly Urban Gardening. Hello, hello. Ross Minton. John, English Viking. Peter, Gardener's Plot. Hilary, Joe, George. George, I'm really sorry I didn't say hello to you yesterday. My apologies. Nick's Allotment, Bandana Grammar, Laura, Green Raven, and Walnut Tree Homestead is here already. Wow! Oh, I'll throw my microphone around. Sorry about the clunking sound there. I just got very excited. So many people already, and I've only been here a couple of moments. And Rose has joined us from Wholesome Roots. Hi, Rose. Thank you for joining us. So today, my theme for today is positively positive. So everything today, hopefully, will be a really positive thing. And Benny's here from Norway as well. So if you missed yesterday's live chat, it's obviously go and catch up with that on the replay. If we didn't answer your comments, Tony and I have been through and answered any questions or comments. We've popped your name there with the answer next to it. So if you go back and have a look, you will see that there are lots of comments there already. And 1971 Witters are here, and Time to Sow. So let's start off with the usual thing of where you are and what your weather's doing. I am looking out at a grey sky, grey clouds with more grey clouds. You can see a tiny bit of light through some of the clouds, but it's very grey and it is bitterly cold. It's probably not that cold just temperature wise, but the wind is making it feel quite unpleasant. However, that still allows me, in my positive frame of mind here, that still means I can get out into the garden because it is dry. So, and Tracy's joined us from Belgium. It's grey there. Yep. Grey and mild. Good. Ross, hopefully you've been able to get outside, or you will be outside later on. It's snowing in eastern Maryland. It's snowing in Norway. Pete's saying, Peter's in Bristol. He's actually not too far, as the crow flies. He's not very far from me. He's saying it's windy there. Nick's Allotment saying it's very windy, but sunny in North Wales. Oh, all the clouds are down with us at this end. Dragonfly Urban Gardening. Whereabouts in the world are you? You're saying it's cold. Hillary's saying it's cold in Northants with clouds. Really windy first thing, but that's dropped now. Cold and wet in Georgia. 50 Shades of Green. Hello. Blue sky with clouds. Debs H has joined us. It's grey with misty rain here in Kington. So it's that Kington Powys. I used to live fairly near there. Well, you know, reasonably near there. So it looks like people are either having grey or windy or snow. So, oh, it's sunny on Vancouver Island. Good. And you've planted lots of new trees. Excellent. Ross says, hello to everyone. I'm listening, but not following the chat. So if I miss your comments, sorry. That's okay. Listening is also good. Danny's Little Barn Farm is here. It's wet and cloudy down in Somerset. Sarah Paynton is waving. Time to Sow, it says it's chilly today on the Gulf Coast, but temperatures got up to 70 degrees, that's 70 F. Well, that sounds very pleasant. And Erica is here. Hello, Erica. Erica, what's the weather like with you? Tony Stevens is here. Tony, yesterday, did I move you from Wiltshire to France? I'm sorry. And Marika is here. It's stormy and grey. And Mrs. S is here. So it's yeah, it does sound like, and Ziggy's joined us as well. So it's sounding like it's all pretty miserable, apart from the Gulf Coast, which might have had some nice weather. And I'm sure if we have any Australians join us, will tell us how beautiful the weather is there as well. And Spencer's nursery is here, and James McAllister is here. Hello, James. Right, so I said at the beginning, today's live chat, I would like to be positively positive. So if you have any bad news, either please don't share it, but do share it, but see if you can find a positive out of it. That is my day for today, is looking at positive things. So I'm going to kick off very quickly with my homestead harvest, which I haven't done for 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks. And for anybody who doesn't know, back on June the 1st, I started weighing all harvests and any food that I'd foraged, so I could try and have a look and see how much food I got for a whole year. So weekly, I just do a quick update with where I've got to this week. Didn't do one last week because last week it was my birthday. I knew there was a reason. So in the last fortnight, I've harvested 3 pounds of carrots, 7.5 pounds of parsnip, 2 pounds of leeks, 4 pounds of oca, and 1/4 pound of purple sprouting broccoli. We had our first bit of purple sprouting broccoli, which I'm delighted about, which came to 16.75 pounds. So my running total since June the 1st is £1,208. I wonder if I'm going to get to that 2,000 within a year, which is kind of where I'd like to be. But what I haven't included yet is all the eggs that the chickens have laid, and I will do an approximate, because obviously during the summer we had more chickens and they were laying much more eggs than they are now. So I'll do a roundabout, not a roundabout figure. So other people have joined us. Bill's Allotments have joined us. Hiya, Bill. And Kilted Gardener and Donna Norris, and I saw somebody else, and I'm really sorry if I haven't said hello to you. Chrissy. Hiya, Chrissy. Thank you for joining us. I'm saying us. Mr. J is around. He's doing radio stuff at the moment. And he will appear at some point. You may only see him passing through. I can't believe this. The sun has come out in a tiny little patch and is now kind of blinding me. But there we go. I'm going to celebrate that little bit of sunshine. So, oh, and did I say hello to Spencer? I don't know if I did. Spencer's nursery is here, so I don't know if I said hello or not. Now, the other thing I want to start talking about today is that I am beginning to plan 2 collaborations. One is a UK gardening-based collaboration, UK-based gardening collaboration, and one is an international-based gardening collaboration. So I am going to talk about the UK one first, if that's all right, and then next week I'll talk about the international one. This is going to take me a little bit of organising, so I'm kind of trying to keep them separated, also to help you not get confused with which is which. So for the UK one, Erica and I are teaming up together to invite you to a UK gardening collaboration, and there is the potential for this to be a really big collab with loads and loads of channels involved. So to help me to make sure that I can tell everybody about it, I've set up a newsletter mail list so that I can make sure I get information to everyone. So I'm going to pop up the link. If you are a UK channel and you cover gardening in any shape, form or size, you are invited to join up to this this mailing list. Now, it is only for this collaboration, so you won't get like a general newsletter from it. It is only for this. If you want to join a general newsletter, that link is elsewhere, but this is literally, it's the UK gardening collab newsletter sign up, and then Erica and I can send the information out and make sure everybody's got all of the information. I'm going to have to stand up, draw the curtains, because that little moment of sunshine is actually blinding me. Which is great news, but I need to be able to see what you're saying as well. And other people have joined us. I think there must be an awful lot of people here at the moment. So Joe has joined us. How to Grow Veg. Hi. Mike's Allotment. Hi. Claire. Hello. I think I've said hello to Donna already. And Health Enthusiast has joined us. Good morning. And I am talking about us because Mr. J is in the house and may appear at some point. Yes, people are always saying hi to Phil. We have some sad news about Phil. If you're not, that'd be the cats coming in. And Rev Haynes has just arrived. Hi. So if you're not familiar with Phil, he is a squash that came out of the garden this year. We put him there. He fills that space very nicely, but he is beginning to show some signs of deterioration. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to last. It is quite humid in this kitchen and it can get quite warm. So Tracy, can you get involved in the international one? You'll understand why when I have the information about the international one. It makes sense, I promise you. Yes, Health Enthusiast is saying that Phil has lasted longer than, yes, he's lasted longer than I expected as well. And Erica's suggesting I turn him into wine. So maybe, Erica, next time you are over and we have a camera with us, you can help me turn him into wine. That might be a nice thing. So that is that. I just want to say, hooray. Do you know, this channel's nearly 8,000 subscribers. I'm absolutely blown away yet again at how kind people are in subscribing. So thank you to all of that. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. So a quick reminder, yesterday, Tony from UK Here We Grow was here. The cat has just jumped up on the table. Excuse me, off you get, because we don't have cats on tables, do we? Oh, he's completely ignoring me. He'll come and say hello in a minute. So yesterday, Tony from UK Here We Grow came over and we did a live chat Q&A together. And we had a really good time. So Tony has promised to come back again and do another live chat. That was good. One of the questions that we got asked a couple of times yesterday was about storing potatoes between buying them and chitting them. And chitting is the process where you can start your potatoes off so they're kind of ready to grow the second they get into the ground. Hello. Bad cat, what are you doing? Come in here. The question was, what do you do with potatoes in between buying them and them arriving in their netting bags and when you can chit them? The answer is you can put them in to start chitting already. So you can put them in straight away, and as long as they're somewhere cool with plenty of light, they should be absolutely fine. So quick question, Ross is saying, is the cat a British Blue? Yes, he is. We didn't know that when we got him. We got him and his sister from a rescue website. Obviously, we didn't get him from the website. We went to collect him. But he's a rescue cat, not because he was maltreated or anything. The previous elderly owners passed away, and so they needed a new home. So we adopted Monty and Tabitha about 2 years ago. Tabitha is no longer with us, but Monty is very much with us. So let's have a little look. Jen Chaotically Minimal is here. Patricia's joined us. And as always, I'm really sorry if your name has whizzed by and I haven't said hello. In fact, if I haven't said hello to you, please leave a comment saying you missed me or something, and then I can make sure that I say hello. So, and Ed is here, and Jane is here. Hello, Jane. So Jane, I will say this several times today, so sorry if I'm really boring. Hello, Sandra. I am starting to organise 2 collaborations. They will kind of happen in tandem at the same time, but one is a UK gardening collaboration and one is an international gardening collaboration. So I have put up a link for UK gardening channels or channels in the UK that deal with gardening in some way to be able to sign up, and then I can contact everybody through the newsletter to make sure absolutely everybody who wants that information has got them. So there's that, that's that newsletter sign up, and it is only for that collab, it's not a general newsletter. And Mel from Half Acre Haven is here, and Kathleen from Mama Grows is here. Hello, hello. And next week I'll give you the link for the sign up for the international collab. I'm just trying to keep them separate so my brain doesn't get too fuzzy with them, because I think they're going to be quite busy collabs. So Laura's saying, can I plant roasted potatoes? Yes, you can. I would recommend that you plant organic ones so they don't have a growth inhibitor on them. But having said that, I tried some from a supermarket last year. I planted 12, I got 4 plants out of the 12, which for me was fine. It gave us just a different variety of potatoes. I'm just having a look to see if anyone else has joined us. It's a really nice conversation is flowing nicely this morning. So theme of today is positively positive. I'm hoping just to stay positive. You know what this actually means? It means that yesterday I was feeling a bit glum by the end of the day. So today I'm really working hard to get positive. I also want to say hello to the folks who have joined me on Patreon in the last couple of weeks. So that's Mary, Tony and Lois. Thank you for becoming patrons. And should we talk about slugs for a minute? Because I learnt something amazing this morning. I was really surprised. So, how do you deal with slugs and snails in your garden? I can see comments about the cat. Yes, he's in that little bit of sunshine. He's saying, look at me. Yeah, Ross is saying he did a whole live show on slugs. Ross, I found out something absolutely fascinating this morning. I saw some RHS research this morning, which other people may have already seen. So, okay, so some people who use snakes and ducks or beer. Keep them in a bucket. And more ducks, yeah, and let brown snakes have them and things. Okay, so what I read this morning was that it's an article from the RHS in last September, where they did a trial growing lettuces to see what sort of deterrents protect lettuces best. So they use things like coffee grounds and grit and sheep's wool and bark, and then I did some without any protection as well. And it turns out that the all the different barriers, and they put copper tape down as well. None of the barriers made any difference. There was still as much attack to the leaves as there was on their control plants that had no protection. The only thing they did notice was that those that were, I'm not kidding. Oh, you were kidding. Sorry, Texan. That Texan was saying that they were going to eat them. I kind of glossed over that. Yeah, so they're saying that none of those barrier methods worked in their trial, and that the plants got eaten the same amount as the ones with no protection, but those with bark clippings and wool grew significantly more because they think they were getting the extra nutrients from the mulch. So I thought that was quite interesting. I thought all those times that I have tried to put stuff around my plants, I can stop doing that now. Marika is saying, what about you? Eggshells used? No, none of those. They tried. I will pop a link to that article in the information section, the description section of this live chat after it's finished. I was I was absolutely fascinated, and it's like they were actually saying, you know, the best thing to do is to collect them and dispose of them, or, you know, a sharp knife is a sharp knife or a pair of scissors. You go around at dusk or dawn and collect them. So yeah, so that's I thought that was quite interesting. Patricia says beer in a jar. Yeah, so yes, beer in a jar or in a bottle, in a plastic container or in a saucer. So Mama Gross says she heard that slugs are full of eggs, so don't squash them. That's an interesting thought. I guess they would be. I also guess the eggs would need to be at a point of being viable for it to matter. Ed's saying that'll save some time and effort in the future. Yes, except, you know, you then have to go around, if you want to deal with them, you have to go around and deal with them yourself. So Michelle, hello, is saying there's a man on BBC Gardeners Group that last year did an experiment and did a video on snails' reaction to different things, which was really interesting. Yep. And My Family Garden is here. My Family Garden, I feel really rude because I don't know what your name is, so I have to just keep referring to you as My Family Garden. If you would like to, you don't have to, but if you'd like to share your name, that would be lovely. Joe is saying, our slugs and snails don't like beer. Really? That's amazing. So am I saying mothin? Mothin. I wonder which it is. And you can't... I will work it out. Thank you. Muscovy ducks love slugs. Yeah. Sherry is here. Hi, Sherry. And Steve Plum Wine, who is... Steve... Is it you who's in France? Because I put someone else in France yesterday, which was interesting. Okay, so My Family Garden's name is pronounced Mottin. Thank you. Jo says she's tried a number of times with beer, but the slugs aren't interested. So maybe she needs to try with wine. I think it might be something to do with the yeast in the beer. That would be my guess. Steve, who is in France, is saying yes, it's cold and wet in France as well. So, Time to Sow says she's going to try the wood ash. Is that for slugs? Because I think they tried that. Let me get that link up on up online at the end of this live chat, and you can have a look and see the different things that they tried. It was quite interesting. Yeah, if you're making a slug trap, don't use your best beer. Use something cheap and cheerful, because the slugs would appreciate that more. Right, as always, my phone is battery gets low very quickly because, you know, I never remember to charge it before I start, which is somewhat remiss of me. Steve Plumwine says, I gave my homebrew beer to the slugs and they liked it too much. Yeah, and make sure there's a rain cover over the beer traps. Perhaps I will this week do a little video about making a slug trap using a bottle. Ed's saying, haha, slugs are cheap drunks, yes. Jade says, if you kill slugs with beer, can you feed them to the birds afterwards? What is people's opinion? I've got to say, I wouldn't, but that's just because that would mean me touching them rather than just shaking them onto the compost heap. But would other people feed slugs that have been in a beer trap to birds? You'll have lots of tipsy birds. So yes, today, look, I'm not on my Ribena, my blackcurrant cordial today. I'm on water with lemon in it, which actually is really refreshing. But right, Mama Gross says, can we chat squash bugs? We certainly can. What is a squash bug? Do we have squash bugs in the UK, or do we call them something else? Because I'm not aware of a squash bug. So yeah, I don't think we get them here in the UK. Thank you, Hilary. Yeah, so we don't get squash bugs here in the UK, so I can't give you any advice about them. But Rose, are you still around? Do you know how to deal with squash bugs? Does anyone else in the States know how to deal with squash bugs? Joe says they don't have them in BC, which is in Canada. Did I get that right? British Columbia. Yes, that's Canada, isn't it? Rose says they're torture. So yes, so what do? Do they eat the leaves? Do they burrow into the squashes and destroy the squashes? What do squash bugs do? It's a long silence, so I'm waiting to find out whether they eat the leaves or eat the actual squashes, or yeah, and Mel at Half Acre Haven is saying, do guinea fowl eat squash bugs? Oh, Time to Sow says squash bugs suck the life out of the tomatoes. So is that the actual fruit or out of the leaf? And Richard Haylett has joined us as well. Hello, Richard. And Brenda is here. So they bore into the plant. So they bore through actually just right through them. So that sort of kills them off at a lower level, does it? Okay, so Mama Gross says that squash bugs, they suck on the leaves and leave a poison that kills or deteriorates the plant. Okay, I am super pleased we don't have them here. It sounds not like not like what we'd want at all. I don't think that's quite this. They don't sound quite the same as vine weevils, because vine weevils are not that destructive as an adult, but they lay their eggs or larvae, and they just underground, and then the larvae destroy the roots, so that effectively the plant is cut off from its food source. So okay, so squash borers are different to squash bugs. See, there's loads of things that we don't have to cope with, which I'm very, very pleased about. Sarah's saying she's very pleased that Practical Liz is squeamish too. I'm endlessly squeamish about loads of things. Earwigs, for example. Things that jump. I'm all right with frogs, but jumpy spiders and things. No, I'm incredibly squeamish. And when I went to Australia a few years ago, a decade or so ago now, I was there for 3 weeks. I spent 3 weeks absolutely terrified the entire time, in case I got bitten by something. So I don't know why I went. I went there and I spent the whole 3 weeks thinking I was going to die by being bitten by something poisonous. So no, I am very squeamish about lots of things. So. Oh, Ross is saying Google says we have squash bugs in the UK and they look like a shield bug. Oh, we're gonna have to look these up now. Perhaps if I don't look them up, now here's my positive spin on this. If I don't look them up, I can't have them in my garden. Oh dear. So, Bill is saying he was bitten on the ankle by a snake about 25 years ago and still have problems with it. You see, I was right to be worried about them. So, Jen, you're saying you love my logic. Yeah, I have quite a nice feeling about ignorance is bliss when it comes to things like that. And I kind of feel like I will worry about that problem when it's presented to me in a way that I can't ignore any longer. So, Peter used to have boas, 2 boas. Yeah, it's just not. It's not a thing that I can. One of my friend's children had snakes and spiders, and I'm going to say geckos, but they weren't. They were like lizardy type things, and it's not something that appeals to me. I'm not going to say I dislike them. They don't appeal to me at all. And hello to Asborg Vandenveer, who's joined us, and I saw someone else, so I'm really sorry. Oh, Michael's here. Hiya, Michael. I feel like lots of people have come in while I was chatting about other things, and so I've missed it. I'm really sorry if I've missed your name. And Diana is here. So I know quite a few people have joined the chat quite recently. So sorry for those of you who, well, not sorry for you, sorry to those of you who've been here since the start. But just to let you know that I'm starting to organise 2 collaborations. One is a UK collaboration for YouTube channels that cover gardening in any shape, form or size. Thank you, Emily. I was just going off to get to the link then. And the other one is an international gardening collab. If you are a UK-based YouTuber, there is a link that Emily has put up to my Gardening Collab newsletter. If you want to sign up for there, Erica and I are organising this between us. We will make sure that everybody gets the information about that collaboration. There is the potential for it to be quite a big collab, so we're going to do it through a newsletter just so that we know everyone has got the information and all the information they might want. The newsletter is only for that collab. It's not a general newsletter. So as soon as that collab is finished, all those email addresses that you've signed up with will be deleted. We won't have access to them anymore. I hope that made sense. And then next week we'll put up a link for the International Gardening Collab newsletter, so we can do it that way as well. Hi Tony, and Byther Farm is here. Hello, hello. Byther Farm has got 4 inches of snow and counting. Do I have any tips on growing cut roses? And you're also asking, have I ever tried starting the potatoes? I haven't, but I know other people have. But I have got a video about taking cuttings from cut roses. So if you have a look through on my channel, it's in the most popular videos, and it's probably the most popular video, and it says free roses on it. And it's how to take cuttings from roses from a bouquet. So, have you been busy, Tony? Have you got over the shock of doing a live chat yesterday? A yellow Labrador is here. Hello, hello. I'm just checking through to see what else the conversation is. Erica says, sorry, I keep dipping in and out. Robin is on one. Oh, bless her. So Robin is Erica's daughter, and she's a small person, and small people need attention. So, and Alternative Smallholding has joined us as well. Sarah's saying, yesterday was fun. A live chat with Tony, which is good. I'm glad that I had fun. I really enjoyed that. So I hope other people did as well. Laura's saying she took 4 rose cuttings, one actually started growing leaves and then it died. Sorry, that's not positive. Well, the fact that it started is positive. We'll find a positive spin for everything today. That Texan says, I have horrible luck from cuttings from roses. Lots of people are saying that the cuttings will grow roots and then don't go on from there. Now, I probably take 12 cuttings at a time, less than that, 9 cuttings at a time, and from that I'll get 1 or 2 plants. So I don't expect to have a hugely high success rate, but I am getting some. So my mother used to say to me on a regular basis, if you are feeling disappointed by something, lower your expectations. So I would expect from 9 to 12 cuttings to maybe get 1 or 2 plants. So I have used a rooting powder, and I have done them without a rooting powder. I had equal success. I also get quite good success at growing them in water on the kitchen windowsill. And Tony, I'm going to have to stand up because I need to show you something I meant to show you yesterday. Bother. This is the bit right, I have to suddenly realise that I've just got up and walked around the kitchen and I'm still in my pyjamas. Or my bottom half is in pyjamas. Right, so when I went to visit Tony in September, August or September, he gave me a pond plant that looks like this. So it's almost like a little brolly, and then it has long, and these shoots come up from a stem, a base plate in the pond. And I said to Tony, could I have some of that please? And so I had some bits like this. And I said, because they're really easy to propagate. And all you do is take off the ends of the leaves and turn it upside down in water. So I meant to show you, Tony, there are from the 2 or 3 that I turned upside down, there are masses of roots, absolute masses. So in the spring, and all this has grown from the upside down. So there are the upside down plants there that I put in like that. I just left them in water and off they went. So I don't know what they're called. Hopefully someone will someone will know what they're called. I call them umbrella plants, and I know they're not. I know that that's another name, but I'm really pleased just how easy that is to propagate. So, oh, Monty has settled down next to me. So Jen, chaotically minimal, is saying she likes to call it loungewear when you're still in your jammies halfway through the day. Yeah, I guess it could be. Thank you, Chrissy. I'll move my microphone back onto me. All right, is that sounding now a bit better? Can you hear me again now? So I'm not going to say all that again because it was only about a plant. Only. It was. I'm very pleased to have grown these. So there we go. John has asked if I've checked on the bees this winter. Yes, I have. I cleared a pathway to them and checked on them, and they were coming in and out. It was a warm-ish day that I did that, and they were still going in and out of the hive. I have closed off the front of the hive so that mice can't get into it. So I've done everything that my beekeeper chappie told me to do, and we'll check again in spring. So yeah, sorry about that. This microphone makes a huge difference. So you probably wonder what on earth I was waving that plant around at. Hopefully, yeah, you could. Oh, you could hear about the plant. Thank goodness for that. The Peter's saying he's currently has a cat and a dog on his lap. Well, Monty didn't want to actually sit on me, but he's sitting on the chair next to me where Mr. J would sit if Mr. J was here. So, and Laurie Holmes has joined us. Hello. She says she loves my videos. She finds them very soothing in a crazy world. Thank you. That's very nice. I was about to say something glib, but I won't. I'll just say thank you and enjoy that. Thank you. That Texan says you lost all your bees. A snack for a roving black bear. Well, it does mean that it was a happy bear at the end of it. A Winnie the Pooh type bear by the sound of it. Marika is saying you're still wondering if that plant is edible. So this plant are we talking about? No, this is not an edible one. It's a decorative one that will grow in a pond, help oxygenate a pond, and be a little safe haven for pond life. So. And there are also, I can see that Tony's being asked about how many chickens he has got. So if you have got chickens and ducks, do you know how many you've got? Ish, approximately. And should we do a quick head count on chickens and ducks? So that we know who's got what. 5 chickens, good. I think 5 is actually quite a manageable number. John's got 43. Ross has got 6. Emily's got 18. Ed's got 5. Danny's got 3 khaki camels and 7 quail. This is good. Lots and lots of people with chickens. So, Down Home with Renita has joined us. Bally High Mail Order Nursery. Hello. Peter, sorry, I am the quietest because I'm reading what everybody is writing about their poultry. Sarah's got none, but she's planning 5 this year. Rose doesn't have any chickens. She's got 11 ducks and loads of quail. Deb's saying she will have some hens soon. Steffi, hello. Thank you for joining us. 5 ducks and I think that says 24 chickens as it's disappearing off my screen. Joe's got 57 something or others. It's going fast. This chat is going really fast now. Elizabeth is saying, is anyone keeping count? What, of the total number or just of the number that they've got themselves? We are down to 30 chickens, 9 ducks and 2 guinea fowl. So Peter's saying he's got an African grey parrot that lays eggs. Do you eat the eggs? Yes, of course it counts. It all counts, doesn't it? But do you eat the eggs from the parrot? Can you eat parrot eggs? Is there any reason you wouldn't? Or are they just really small? And somebody has just said hello, Mr. Rain. So has Patrick? Hello, Patrick's joined us. Hello, Mr. Rain. Thanks for joining us. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to shout at you then. I quite often, I've only just stopped that habit of shouting really loudly hello to people. So, Health Enthusiast is saying, do you still have turkey? No, the turkeys are no longer with us, or at least not outside. One went to my neighbours for Christmas, and the others are at freezer camp. So we don't have those, but I absolutely loved having the turkeys. It was a massive learning curve because I didn't realise just how much they would escape or go where I didn't want them to. So lots of plans for next year to keep them in the areas that we want to. So hello Francine, who's a new subscriber, welcome. Trying to catch up with my older videos. Some of those older videos are almost painful to watch, but thank you very much. And the Green Dream Project are here, and Ecocentric Homestead. You're late because you were bringing in firewood. From the sounds of what everybody else is saying about their weather, I think bringing in firewood is probably essential. It's one of those chores that luckily I don't have to do. I do lots of the cutting the wood down in the summer so that we have the wood, but then I don't have the chore of bringing it in because Mr. J does that for me. Well, for us. For us. Tony is saying that we were talking about old videos yesterday and how it shows your roots. Yes, absolutely. I mean, much as though in some ways it would be really nice to delete all the videos that you're slightly embarrassed about, actually to be able to look back at what you were doing then. Not necessarily the way you're presenting it, but what was going on in your garden or your homestead or in your house is really useful. And it's also really good to be able to see how you've progressed over time. So. Sarah says, have we tasted the turkey yet? Yes, we have. I'm not a fan of shop bought turkey at all. I find it kind of tasteless and very watery. This was, well, yeah, best turkey I've ever tasted, without a doubt. Absolutely amazing turkey it was. So, I'm just going to carry on reading. You know, it's much harder when there's only one of you. I really appreciate people who do live chats on their own, how they can keep up with the conversation going, because when it gets fast, it's really hard to keep up. So Howie is heading off. Thank you for joining us, Food Forest Permaculture. Thank you. No, Erica, I can't keep up either. I'm just kind of, I'm going to let the conversation happen a little bit and let you know that a while ago, not really very long ago, and somebody will be able to tell me, probably only a couple of weeks ago, David Austin Senior of Austin Roses, David Austin Roses, passed away, and on that day, not because I'm a sentimental old fool, but because I'm a sentimental old fool, I bought myself a new. Actually, I didn't. Mr. J bought me a new rose. So, in one of the flashiest delivery bags I've ever seen, I have got a new climbing rose. So this is my rose to commemorate David Austin Senior. So that arrived yesterday. I've kept it in the bag so that it doesn't dry out, and the roots of it wasn't yesterday, day before yesterday. And that is going to go out into the garden over the archway. And it's the variety is Gertrude Jekyll, which is a very full, bright pink rose that's very strongly scented. And I bought two of them for my sister for her a significant birthday this year. 60. She was 60. Not that I'd mention a lady's age, of course. Anyway, so I bought her two of those roses as that were shrub roses, and I've now got the climbing one. So yes, so Kilted Gardener is saying, is the rose a nice scented one? Yes, it's very strongly scented, so that the scent will travel through the garden, and hopefully when we're sitting outside in the evening, enjoying a glass of water with lemon juice in it, we'll be able to smell that. So Erica's saying apparently that they were inundated with orders. I'm not surprised. I should think lots of people were doing the same sort of thing as me. I have gone quiet because I'm reading. So Jane's saying she's got the same rose. Yeah, so, and I also liked it because when I first started gardening, not very first, but within a year, and I first started learning about different styles of gardening, I was very heavily influenced by Gertrude Jekyll. So with that cottage garden style of just putting plants in together and let it become a jumbly, what looks like a jumbly mess, but is actually an organised jumbly mess. So, so I really like that one. Is Mr. J coming today? Well, he's here, but he's working on his radio stuff today because for about the 5th week in a row, work have messed his working days around. So he needs to get radio stuff done. Mr. Rain says, Liz, you need a smell-o-vision app for your chats. I do. I would like a smell-o-vision just for walking around the garden, because apart from the odd days when it smells very much of countryside, which is the best way to describe it. Sometimes it does smell. When they're muck spreading, it's not very pleasant. But mostly the garden is just, as you brush past plants walking around the garden, and they release their scent. It's a really lovely place to spend time with. And Lindsay is here. Hello, Lindsay. And Pete is off. Good. Nick's saying that he enjoyed yesterday's live chat with Tony. If you haven't caught that yet, Tony from UK Here We Grow came over and Erica, could you pop up a link to Tony's channel, please, if you get a chance? So Tony came over and we spent an hour or so doing a live chat, Q&A, and lots of people asking Tony lots of gardening advice, which was great. Thank you, Emily. So if you're not familiar with Tony's channel, there is now a link in the chat. If you just go and have a look, Tony does 2 videos a week, about 2 videos a week, instructional videos of how he does gardening and how to do gardening things. Oh, the link's up twice, even better. So Steffi, sorry that you missed it yesterday. It is up there for you to see the replay if that's of any use. And I suppose the other thing I ought to say is that both Hugh and Tony have said that they will come back. So if you have other questions at any time that you want them to answer in those live chats, you can leave them as a comment under any of my videos with just question for Hugh, question for Tony. And we will save those questions for the next live chat. Mr. Rain says, how's the hubby? He's absolutely fine, thank you. He's upstairs working on radio stuff. I had hoped that he would wander through and say hello, but he's obviously got his head down or his mouth to the microphone and is recording things. So right, it is 4 minutes to the hour, or maybe even 3.5 minutes to the hour. If you have any other questions that you want me to answer right now, could you pop them up, please? And it's just, I'm going to do one more call out about a UK gardening channel collab. Erica and I are going to host a collab. And because it could potentially be quite a big collab, we're going to have a newsletter so that we make sure that we've contacted everybody. Emily's popped up a link if you want to sign up to that. Once the collab is over, we'll get rid of all those email addresses, so you won't get newsletters again once the collab has happened. If you want a newsletter, you'll have to sign up to a general newsletter one. And next week I'll give you the information about the international gardening collab that I'm doing, but I want to keep them separate. They will work together, but I want to keep them separate for now while I'm trying to organise them. So thank you for joining me. There is a question about getting rid of lords and ladies. I'm not even sure what those are. Tony, is that something that you know about? If so, perhaps you could answer that one. And Laura's saying, should she have received a general newsletter yet? No, Laura, I did promise you wouldn't get inundated with them. I really only intend to do probably one a month, and I'm not going to start them until I have got everything ready for them that I want ready, because I'm not going to be I don't want to. I don't know about you, but there are some channels that I subscribe to their newsletters, and I either get newsletters daily or I get them twice weekly or even weekly, and I don't terribly look forward to them anymore. Now, I could unsubscribe, but there is bits and pieces of information I'm quite interested in. So I'm conscious of not sending out too many, so it will be just one a month. Yes, Emily has just said, before you leave, if you could give me a thumbs up. Oh, sorry, cat. Just elbowed the cat. Please give me a thumbs up, but not for elbowing the cat. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. If you could give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely brilliant, because it will let YouTube know that you've enjoyed today's live chat. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for the rest of your day, I hope it's a good one, and I hope you can join me again for a video on Tuesday. Bye.